Have you ever watched an entire drama just because the male lead was ridiculously good-looking? Come on, we've all been there. Sometimes the plot has more holes than a slice of Swiss cheese, but then the camera cuts to the male lead, and suddenly you're thinking, you know what? I'll allow it. Among the biggest Chinese dramas of 2026, Love for You starring Weilong and Pursuit of Jade starring Linghe are so visually stunning that they're almost impossible to scroll past. So today, let's count down 10 Chinese dramas where the male lead is so handsome, you might accidentally forgive the storyline. And trust me, the last two actors are often described by fans as the closest thing to a perfect novel male lead. Let's dive in. First up, Weilong in Love for You. If you thought Weilong was handsome before, this drama somehow turned the dial up even higher. He plays Chen Yi, a rebellious young man who's fiercely protective of his younger sister, Miao Jing, in a complicated pseudo-sibling romance. The director clearly understood the assignment. Every shot seems designed to highlight Weilong's best angles, and many viewers even say he looks more striking here than in Shine on Me. Directed by the filmmaker behind My Sunshine and Lighter and Princess, the drama delivers exactly the kind of dreamy, cinematic romance fans expect. What makes Chen Yi especially appealing isn't just his appearance. Beneath his cool exterior is a quiet vulnerability and unwavering devotion that's surprisingly easy to root for. Let's just say, resisting Weilong in this drama takes serious self-control. Next is The Oath of Love, starring Xiao and Yang Zi. This drama arrived with enormous expectations thanks to its two hugely popular stars. The reviews, however, were much more divided. The story leans heavily on classic romance ingredients: misunderstandings, constant bickering, emotional detours, and eventually lots of sweet moments once everything gets sorted out. It's familiar territory. But somehow, it still works. A huge part of that comes down to the chemistry between Xiao and Yang Zi. Most people immediately think of Xiao in historical costumes, but his modern look in The Oath of Love deserves just as much attention. As Gu Wei, he plays the kind of man who appears distant at first, but turns out to be incredibly gentle and dependable. For many viewers, Xiao screen presence alone became the reason to keep pressing next episode. Then we have Minghao in Love in the Clouds. Although Minghao has starred in several historical dramas recently, many fans believe this is his best-looking role yet. The series is directed by Ji, whose elegant visual style gives every scene a polished, almost dreamlike quality. Fortunately, this isn't a case where beautiful visuals are doing all the heavy lifting. The drama itself has earned strong reviews. It tells the story of a battle-hardened goddess who disguises herself to approach a carefree wanderer who's hiding a brilliant mind beneath his relaxed personality. They're constantly trying to outsmart each other before slowly falling in love. A classic recipe, but one that's executed surprisingly well. Many viewers admitted they couldn't move on after finishing the series. Now let's talk about Meteor Garden. After Wang Hedi became a breakout star through Love Between Fairy and Devil, plenty of fans became curious about where it all began. That curiosity led them back to Meteor Garden. The remake received mixed reactions, largely because changes made to comply with broadcasting regulations significantly altered the original story. The result? A script that sometimes felt, let's call it, creatively stitched together. Yet, despite those criticisms, the drama still attracted impressive viewership. Why? Well, have you seen the cast? Wang Hedi was widely praised as Dao Mingxi. Shen Yet fit her role naturally, and every member of F4 stood over 185 centimeters tall. It's hard to complain too much when the screen basically looks like a fashion campaign. Next is Under the Power with Jialun. This remains one of Jialun's signature performances. As Lu Yi, he doesn't need dramatic speeches to leave an impression. Sometimes a single glance says everything. Cold, mocking, protective, deeply affectionate. His eyes practically have their own script. The production itself isn't particularly extravagant, but the casting couldn't have been better. Combined with Tan Son-yoon's chemistry, Ren Jialun turns Lu Yi into a character that's incredibly difficult to forget, even for viewers who find the overall story fairly average. Moving on to The First Frost. This romance drama became one of the biggest hits in recent years and expanded Jingting's fanbase even further. Many fans even consider this his visual peak. Higher praise than Reset or New Life Begins? That's saying something. The drama itself received mixed reviews, mostly because some viewers found the pacing a little slow. Compared with its sister series, Hidden Love, the opening feels noticeably darker and more emotional. Still, Jingting's portrayal of Song Yen won over countless audiences. A man who quietly loves the same person for years without giving up? That's basically romance novel territory. It's no surprise many viewers stayed for him alone. Next comes The Imperial Doctress. With Liu Shishi, Hu Jianhua, and Huang Shen sharing the screen, expectations were naturally sky high. While the drama drew criticism for melodramatic twists and familiar romance cliches, the performances and especially the visuals kept audiences invested. Hu Jianhua's historical styling here has become one of his most iconic looks, and that famous snowy scene, fans still talk about it today. Sometimes all you need is the right costume and perfect snowfall timing. Then we have Best Choice Ever. Yang Zi and Shu Kai make a surprisingly compelling pairing. Some viewers felt the story leaned a little too heavily into melodrama, but the chemistry between the leads helped smooth things over. Shu Kai plays Yao Jinming, a successful hotel executive who's confident, composed, and believes money is far more reliable than love. Naturally, life has other plans. Watching his emotional walls slowly crumble becomes one of the drama's biggest strengths. And honestly, Shu Kai spends so much time wearing perfectly tailored suits that the wardrobe deserves its own supporting actor award. Now for Pursuit of Jade. Even if you start this drama purely because Chung Ling-he looks incredible, you probably won't regret it. Among all his recent historical dramas, many fans believe this is where he looks his absolute best. The director emphasizes Chung Qingji's quiet vulnerability, making every emotional moment land even harder. Some viewers felt the story became less focused in the later episodes, but Chung Ling-he remained consistently distracting, in the best possible way. It's easy to understand why Pursuit of Jade is often called one of the most visually beautiful historical dramas in recent years.
And finally, You Are My Glory. For plenty of viewers, this drama needed only 2 names to sell itself: Yang, Dilraba. The plot is fairly straightforward, with romance taking center stage and very few complicated side stories. But honestly, when the leads have this much chemistry, simplicity isn't necessarily a bad thing. Yang has long been considered the real-life version of a romance novel's perfect male lead. Whether he's playing the aloof campus heartthrob or the elegant genius, he somehow looks exactly the way readers imagine those characters. Pair him with Dilraba, and it's easy to see why so many viewers couldn't stop smiling throughout the series.
Now it's your turn. Which Chinese drama had you completely ignoring the plot because the male lead was just that handsome? Did we include your favorite? Or is there someone who absolutely deserved a spot on this list? Let us know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this countdown, don't forget to like the video and subscribe for more Chinese drama recommendations, entertainment news, and celebrity stories.